Cielo is making huge gains. What's up investors and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about Cielo Waste Solutions. This stock is traded on the Canadian TSXV exchange under the ticker CMC and on the OTCQB ticker CWSFF. This is a stock that we covered on the channel before. This stock was just 62 cents at the time of my last video back in May, and earlier this week hit a price of over $1.24. That's a 100% gain in just a matter of weeks, with the company making huge progress, and I feel this stock has got huge potential. So stick around and let me explain to you what I think of Cielo. I think you're going to like what I have to say. If you follow the channel, you already know the format of my videos. So we're going to be looking at what Cielo do, how they do it, and their potential addressable market. We'll look at the very latest news, including a facility update, and we'll look at some technical analysis before I give you my conclusion on Cielo. Before we get into the video, it takes a lot of time to do this research and bring you these videos as quickly as possible. So if you find any value in this video, can I ask you to smash that like button? It literally costs nothing, but it helps me out so much. My last Cielo video on this channel has over 170 likes. That shows me that you want to see more videos on Cielo. I'm aiming to get 200 likes on this video. Help me make it happen. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on any new content like this. And if you want free money, check out Webull, who are giving away 2 free stocks worth up to $2,000 if you open an account and deposit $100 using my referral link. Sell those stocks and buy the stocks you want. It's basically free money. Check that out in the description. And if you want to support my channel, check out my Patreon. What do you think of Cielo Waste Solutions? Have you invested and what price target do you have? This is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. Now let's get into it. Cielo Waste Solutions is a renewable fuel company headquartered in Alberta, Canada, that has the exclusive global right to a patented technology that uses thermal catalytic depolymerization, or TDC. Cielo's technology converts multiple different waste feedstocks such as organic waste, municipal solid waste, agriculture waste, tires, wood waste, along with other types of plastics, and transforms them into high-grade renewable fuels using their environmentally friendly, economically sustainable technology, which is patented in both Canada and the US. All around the world at the moment, garbage has become a major problem, with very little solutions being put forward over several decades. However, Cielo's patented technology offers a global solution to a global problem. Over the next 5 years, Cielo plans to build 40 waste to renewable fuel facilities that will divert annually about 3.9 million tons of waste from going into landfill by converting it into 1.3 billion litres of renewable diesel fuel. Current landfill practices are outdated, and on average over a global scale, landfill methane emissions contribute to between 10 and 20% of methane in the atmosphere. Cielo provides solutions for responsible waste management whilst also providing value-added opportunities. At the moment, over 2 billion tonnes of global waste are generated each year, and this is projected to grow to over 3.4 billion tonnes by 2050. Approximately 37% of this is disposed of in landfill. Demand for diesel in Canada alone is over 17 billion litres annually, and the global waste to energy market is expected to grow to over 44 billion by 2024. The company currently operates from its facility in Alberta, but Cielo recently signed memorandums of understanding for joint ventures for a build-out of up to 9 facilities, which we can see listed here, of which the JV partners are responsible for 100% of the financing, and we can see 9 JV facilities equal to about $31 million. And then upon completion, Cielo will be entitled to receive 50.1% of profits, and the JV partners will be entitled to 49.9%. This estimate is with only 1 plant per facility, 9 facilities equaling 126 million per year. These are huge numbers considering what revenues are at the moment. We can see here the demand for biodiesel in Canada that is increasing each year. And we can see that Cielo's renewable diesel is far more economically valuable than traditional biodiesel. Although their production cost is slightly higher, their average feedstock cost is far less, and therefore the total cost is less than half the cost of traditional biodiesel. Think about this logically. When a company wants to dispose of waste, they must pay a fee. Then the waste usually goes to landfill. However, Cielo take that waste and turn it into renewable diesel, which in turn makes profit. This is a win-win scenario for Cielo from both the economical and environmental perspective. Now, Cielo is very much an early growth stage company and therefore have no revenue to speak of, as we'll see when we look at the financials in a few minutes. However, we can see here from the 2021 operational timeline that Cielo will begin to see revenue at their Aldersyde facility later this year. So if the company's projections are correct, this is the perfect time to be getting into this stock. And we'll see from this that they have planned expansion later this year with plans for several more facilities next year. It's worth noting here that there are currently no major renewable diesel producers in Canada that can sell into the Canadian market. All biodiesel is imported. So if Cielo can attract Canadian buyers to buy Canadian, then they will pretty much have the entire market to themselves for now. And generally speaking, if prices are fairly similar, individuals and companies do prefer to buy local rather than importing. Looking at some recent news. So in the last video we spoke about Cielo entering into an agreement to purchase land on approximately 60 acres in Edmonton. The land was developed in 2015 in the Alberta Industrial Heartland, Canada's largest hydrocarbon processing region, and has many advantages for Cielo, such as access to global markets through the 2 large railway lines and pipelines to deliver fuel directly to off-take clients. So Cielo has given an update on this. As of June 26, Cielo is pleased to announce that the Aldersyde plant has been producing diesel from the distillate storage tank. During this commissioning, it was important to make sure all the new equipment worked with the existing process. Cielo has announced they have now started to build up the designed capacity of 24,000 litres per day. On July 2nd, Cielo began making distillate from wood waste and is now operating on a full-time continuous basis. As with commissioning of the diesel process, it's important to start slowly and make sure all the new equipment works with the full design process. In the past 3 days, Cielo has produced approximately 15,000 litres and is seeing increases in numbers regularly. Last week, Don Allen stated, "We are having a great start to the summer and are seeing the fruits of our labour come together. We have been installing numerous engineering upgrades to operate continuously to make high quality renewable diesel, and we are excited to announce that this is now being accomplished. We have worked very hard to get to the continuous flow and we have now achieved that. Our next objective, commission the desulfurization process which has begun." The company is also pleased with the initial work begun at the new corporate facility in Edmonton. The initial steps are complete, the necessary permitting, site design, and move forward with engineering. Cielo will be in a position to begin to see revenue at the Aldersyde facility as the company begins ongoing production and subsequently see consistent revenue growth from the Edmonton facility once completed. The completion of these 2 corporate facilities lays the foundation to build out multiple facilities and see growth over the next 12 to 36 months. We are also very excited to be participating in the sod turning ceremony at the Dunmore facility on Thursday, July 8th, which is in reference to this, where work has begun. Another thing that we spoke about in the last video was the short seller report by Night Market Research, and one thing they spoke about was the desulfurization problem, and we can see here at the top of this press release that this is number 1. Also in the last video we spoke about Cielo announcing their intention to apply for uplisting to the TSX Venture Exchange, which they believe will open doors with respect to capital markets and exposure. They now feel ready for the next evolutionary step to join a world-class exchange, and they expect that this will bring more awareness to the company. In the past few weeks, Cielo received approval for this uplisting, and as of June 24th, the company ceased to trade on the CSE and began trading on the TSXV exchange. This brings with it several advantages, including increasing Cielo's presence and providing easier access for trading to investors globally. So what's next for Cielo? As we can see here, we should begin to see revenues from the Aldersyde facility in Q3. We've already seen the sod turning ceremony of the Dunmore facility last week, and we've already spoke about the Aldersyde facility being set to produce over 2,000 litres per hour. Then there's also this article written in Investor Intel on July 12th that called Cielo Waste Solutions a superstar stock. They write, "The global waste-to-fuel energy industry is just taking off and is forecast to grow from 35.1 billion in 2019 to over 50 billion by 2027, at a compound annual growth rate of 4.6% from 2020 to 2027. So just look here. It is highly likely the growth rates will end up much higher than this forecast, given the world produces 3.5 million tonnes of garbage a day, or over 2 billion tonnes a year, with the vast majority ending up in landfill dumps. Cielo has an exclusive global license for refining waste into high-grade renewable fuels and diesel. Cielo's global license from a related party is a game-changing refining process. Almost every developed country in the world has a mandate to blend renewable fuels, and Cielo will be selling into the growing market. The global applications of Cielo's technology are enormous, so it's not just me that sees the potential here that Cielo have. Today's waste goes to landfill and produces methane gas and CO2, whereas Cielo takes that waste and turns it into renewable fuel. There's a very simple diagram of the process. Now this article then continues with some details that I've covered in the previous video, so I won't go over that again here, including things such as the JV project. I'll put a link in the description if you want to check out this article. I highly recommend reading it fully. And then further down the page we have a conclusion which again shows the incredible potential that Cielo has. So analysts forecast Cielo's revenue to grow rapidly to 10 million in 2021 and then double in 2022 to 20 million. After 2023, assuming all three facilities are operating at full capacity, Cielo forecasts 125 million in revenue. Once at 5 to 7 facilities running at full capacity, Cielo expects to realise in excess of 350 million per annum and almost 200 million in profits. And this article concludes with, Cielo has a great business model. It also means Cielo shareholders can see less dilution of their shareholding while the business can rapidly scale globally. It's very important that they have a business model that allows them to expand rapidly without diluting shareholders. Bloomberg lists their current market capitalization at 730 million, which is still rather small considering the enormous garbage to energy market, revenues of over 35 billion per annum and growing each year. Cielo is a superstar stock after a 29x gain the past year and potentially more to come if they succeed in their expansion plans. So looking here at TradingView since the start of the year, we can see that Cielo was trading around 6 cents up until early February, where it began to rise rapidly, reaching a high point of around 120. After the market collapse of OTC stocks, this stock began to decline quite steady from March through to around the start of June, when it began to rise again. Looking here at my previous video, I drew lines showing what I thought were the key levels of support and resistance, and we could see quite clearly here the formation of a descending wedge. And as I've said loads of times on this channel, a descending wedge can be a key indicator of a breakout movement. Look at this wedge. We were just coming to the focal point, and my lines were pretty accurate. We can see here on the 2nd of June, Cielo began to rise, but on the 17th of June, Cielo began to rise rapidly from 68 cents up to a high point of around about 130 earlier this week. And we can see here that it has hit this line of support on numerous occasions over the past month, and I expect it to hit this line once more and then continue to rise over the coming months. If you follow my channel, you know that I usually like to look at the company's financial statements, but the statements that I covered in my previous video are still the most up-to-date financials available. This is because the next statements to be released will be the annual report, and this is not expected until sometime in September. If you want to take a look at the company's most recent financials, check out my previous video where I've looked at them, and also in that video I looked at the management team at Cielo and some appointments to that management team over the past few months, such as the appointment of Peter McKay, which I feel could be key for Cielo going forward. And if you have any suggestions of anything else that you would like me to cover in the next video, leave a comment down below. So guys, that brings us to the end of the video. Before I give you my final thoughts, if you've watched all the way through, then hit that like button. And remember, Webull are giving away 2 free stocks if you sign up and deposit $100 using my referral link. So make sure you do that. Sell those shares and then buy the stocks you really want. It's basically free money. And if you're new around here, remember to hit that subscribe button and bell notification, follow me over on Twitter and join the new Facebook group. All links in the description below. So what do I think? First, let's not forget that this stock was only 6 cents a few months ago, and now it's trading at over $1.10. That is an incredible gain in a short space of time. And as we seen just a minute ago, When we compare where they are at the moment to the total addressable market, their market cap is still very low. In the last video, I felt that this stock was hugely undervalued at 62 cents, and I still believe it's undervalued at 110. This is not the same company that it was last year. At the moment, they're miles ahead of where they were then, and they continue to make huge strides, and the future looks very bright. I'm very bullish on this company. I think they have tons of potential, and this stock price could go up massively over the coming years. It all depends on them progressing and achieving the targets and milestones that they have set. As we enter the second half of 2021, we have entered a very exciting time. The next 12 months will be huge for Cielo. It could be the making of this stock, depending on results. For anyone looking to invest in this company, I highly recommend that you do your own research. And I would also recommend that you read through the short seller report that I mentioned in my first video too. Once again, I'll put a link to that in the description. I'm not saying to believe everything in that report. I just think it's very important to see the companies that you're invested in from every possible perspective, and to be able to form your own opinions from the information available. As always guys, this is just my opinion, and if anyone is thinking about buying this stock, I encourage you to do your own research. Leave a comment down below if you find anything of interest that I've not mentioned. As I said before, I'm not a financial advisor, this is not financial advice. Thanks for watching the video. What are your thoughts on the future of Cielo? And what is your price target going forward? Leave a comment down below and I'll catch you in the next one.